Hi, my name is Monica Carrizal, and I am a fourth-year biology major from San Antonio, Texas. I ride to bring hope to people across the country by using my story to let those struggling know that a bright future is ahead. My family went through a lot when my mom was battling cancer. My mom was the only provider for me, my brother, and my sister. So when she became too sick to work and the bills kept piling up, we ultimately lost our home. We ended up having to move to 6 different family members' homes, and during that time, we shared one bedroom between 4 grown people. So it was definitely exhausting trying to stay positive because we were angry all the time. It was easier just to be mad at the world and wonder why my family was going through this. To be angry with God because you find your mom crying with her hair in her hand and feeling like she looks like a monster. How could someone not feel defeated during that time? But my mom found her strength in her kids because she knew we needed her, and she truly believed that God would not give her anything she can't handle. And that is why she's still with me here today. I'm blessed to say that my mom has been cancer-free for 7 years now, and I'm here to share my story with the world. For those who are struggling out there and feel like you're losing the fight, don't give up. I know it's hard. Just find your reason to keep fighting, hold on to that strength, and never give up. It took my family 3 years before we were back on our feet, but we made it, and you can too. Texas 4000 has impacted my life because it has helped me heal internally. Before Texas 4000, I had never told my story with cancer before. Literally no one knew because I didn't have the strength to confide in anyone about something so personal that was affecting my daily life. When I got to high school, I barely knew anyone. So I didn't know anyone very well when my family's battle with cancer started. How was I supposed to tell people I just met that my family lost their home because my mom was too sick to work, and that I was sharing one bedroom between me, my brother, my mom, and my sister? Most of my peers were very privileged with fancy houses and cars, so I was very embarrassed by our financial situation that I mostly just kept to myself most of the time. 3 years of keeping a secret and telling lies to cover up what my family was going through. It took me 7 years before I was finally able to tell my story. Then I found Texas 4000, a group of students who felt the same pain that my family felt when we were battling cancer, and a group of peers who would finally relate to me, understand me, and not judge me. One of the things we do is give a why I'm here presentation where we explain why we decided to do this insane bike ride across the country. It took me a year before I was finally able to tell my story and reveal it because I was still reserved about telling everyone our story, but I knew I could trust this group of people. There were still some teammates I really didn't know, but I knew I could trust them with anything because they hate cancer just as much as I do. I even invited 3 of my high school friends because I wanted to share with them something that was so personal, and they were so shocked at what they had to hear because every day in high school they saw me, every day in class, at cheerleading practice, but they still didn't know because I hid it that well. So I completely opened up my heart and soul to almost 100 people, and it was the best decision I'd ever made. It was still very hard, but it was amazing because the entire room just fell silent and everyone just listened to everything I had to say. And when I was done, my teammates embraced me with hugs and support, and I felt the biggest relief of my life. The burden of feeling like I have to keep my family's history a secret was finally gone. Texas 4000 helped me give me my voice and strength to tell my story and heal in a way that no other group could help me do, and I'm forever grateful for that. My favorite memory of Texas 4000 is also the most heartbreaking one for me. The entire team took a trip to the MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, Texas. It was on the same day as Halloween, so we got dressed up and brought candy for the kids. And I always told people I was biking to Alaska because it's an amazing journey, but the reality of what we were actually fighting for didn't hit me until that day. All of the hospital workers and the team lined up to pass out candy, and the kids had the biggest smiles on their faces. It was so exciting and heartwarming to be able to bring them that moment of happiness. But behind the costumes and the bags of candy were kids fighting for their lives. Now, some of them had their hair gone, they were connected to machines, some of them were in wheelchairs, and it completely broke my heart to pieces. These kids had to find the strength within them in order to get out of bed and enjoy Halloween. They wanted to enjoy it so badly, even if it meant causing their body physical pain. The reality of how cancer does not discriminate on who it affects really hit me in that moment. And I may have seen my mom battle cancer, but to see innocent children battling this disease was something else. In that moment, I knew I could not give up. I do not want another parent, sibling, friend, child to have to battle this disease. But another aspect of the trip was listening to the research that was being done with the money that Texas 4000 grants to MD Anderson projects. One of the new technologies that they discussed was aerosol therapy, where patients can be treated in their own homes rather than being connected to machines in the hospital. This is my favorite memory because it really shows how much of a difference in the world that Texas 4000 is actually making. We are more than just a group of students biking 4,500 miles. We also help engender new knowledge by granting money to researchers to help them facilitate their research and develop new and better means of fighting cancer.